So now, of course, we have got a brand new one-day special launching in a couple of minutes. But before that, we also are going to mention that we have got a brand new event launching today, right now, until next Tuesday. And that special event, of course, is celebrating Easter, is the Extra Flexi, which means that any purchases that you make into here at Hochanda until Tuesday, and if the contents go over £30 or more, you can choose to flexi buy it. But it's not just flexi buy into payments. No, you will be having the option to spread the cost on 3 payments, of course interest free, so you can spread the cost over 3 months. It is amazing. It is an absolutely a great event, and of course it is an Easter Extra. And without further ado, why not? Let's launch the brand new one-day special. Natasha is waiting in the wings to show us what.
Well, that is very fortuitous timing then, isn't it? Because what I have got for you today is Moda fabric. Not just any old Moda fabric. I've got fabric from French General, which is French-inspired, beautiful, classic fabrics in fabulous neutrals and rich reds, opulent reds, going through to soft pastel pinks. The whole thing is in there. This is a classic. We're looking at heirloom makes with this, and it is just an absolute stunning collection. And so if you think that for your 11 fat quarter bundle, you've got 2 different options to choose from, you could be getting this for a smidge over £10 today. I mean, that, yeah, that makes me happy. How? Don't ask, just don't ask. But it is here. It is just an amazing price. You can get it on your flexi buy. All you need pay today is $11.65 for 11 fat quarters. Now, I chose these bundles. So if you don't like them, that's my fault. If you love them, I will take all the credit. So the one we're looking at now, this is option 1 over here. They've got switched around the other way. So what I wanted to do was bring you, depending on your colorway preference, I wanted to bring you one that had neutrals and pinks with a little hit of red in there to pull through and bind everything together. So you've got a very strong, gorgeous red, large floral, and then you've got the pink, and then you've got it in neutral. So you've got it in the 3 tones. This was my thinking behind it. Then you've got some lovely geometrics ones. Again, if you want to bring through that red, but that's got that pink in there, so that's a great blender. Same with this one, and then your lighter here. When you're quilting, it's always great to have large print, medium prints, small prints, and also in a dark, mid-tone and light as well. So that's what I brought here for you with this, in everything through with your pinks and your neutrals and a little bit of hit of red to give you that darker tones. And I mean, look at this. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that exquisite? Option 1 is in the lead. That's because you haven't seen option 2 yet. Now, come on, behave yourselves. Right, come on then. Let's go and, oh, well, you see, I made this all look pretty, and now I'm just wrecking it. Sorry, no. Right, let's come and have a look. This is option 2. So if you want more of your reds and your neutrals, this is the one to go for, because there is no pink in this one. Yeah, there's no pink really in this one at all. So you've got this strong red, then you've got it with a neutral background, then you've got it with the cream. Beautiful. Then we've got different geometrics, again quite strong mixes. Here you've got almost a ticking, which is lovely to have, and then you've got your neutrals in your medium size, your ditzy, and just a real beautiful sort of just a neutral with gorgeous fabric in there. Now this is in the lead. Yeah, you see, you just can't decide, can you? But please make the most of these prices. This is the best price on the market. To our knowledge, this is the best price you will get Moda fabrics in this country on this particular range of fabrics. And you got your flexies. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Right, now, should we have a look at this next? Okay, so I first bought French General to the Facebook Lives that I do a little while ago, and my lovely friend Jane, who does a block of the month for me every month, designed this quilt for me. And we've been able to bring it to you. She shared it, she's brought it now, and this is the 8-pointed star. This is the chain 8-pointed star quilt, and it is just exquisite. So it's a combination of 2 blocks effectively. So this is your 8-pointed star here, and this is your chain that goes through and crisscrosses through. Now tomorrow on the shows tomorrow, I am going to show you how to make every single block that is in this quilt. Okay, so if you are thinking of starting out, this is a lovely quilt to make. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. If you bought the Stripology ruler, you're going to be cutting all these little 2.5-inch squares with your Stripology ruler. It would be rude not to, right? And so it's absolutely beautiful. Let me just tell you one small change to the fabrics, because you get all the fabrics for the front of the quilt. Instead of these creams here, because that's from a different range, you get that beautiful one. Do you know which I actually prefer? Shh. Shh. $79.95. You will get full instructions in that as well, along with all of those gorgeous fabrics which make up that fabulous, fabulous quilt. And you can see the size of it there, and you can get it on 3 flexis. That is 3 installments of just $26.65, which is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, next I want to show you up here. This is one of the 4 panels, parts of the panel that I'm about to show you. Okay, so that's one of them there. And these are the fabrics that it's coming with. You are getting 1 meter of each of those. So 3 meters of those, meter each, and then you'll get, let me show you the panel. So the panel is done so that you can embroider it. So if you love your red work, then this is absolutely perfect. I am a little bit rubbish at red work, so I didn't red work it. But there's no reason, because you get 4 of those size little panels there. There's absolutely no reason why you cannot embroider it, sample it, make it into cushions, into a table runner, frame them, have them cushion, whatever you wish to do. This is so versatile, absolutely stunning. This is what I would call slow stitching. So if you choose to use that as your basis to practice some of your stitching or not, it's entirely up to you. But on top of getting this fabulous panel, you are also getting 3 meters of fabric. Yeah. Yeah. And nothing gets wasted on this. I'll show you in a minute. Nothing gets wasted on that at all. It's just gorgeous. And then with it, so that was the one. So tomorrow I'm going to show you how I just use this to frame that panel. And then I went with that one and then that one, and it's like framing a picture, isn't it? The framing is everything. So that is 3 flexi pays there. If you would like to get that, 3 flexi pays, just $16.65. Approaching 20 what? Of this gone? Oh my goodness, is that 20 what? With what? What? 20 past already? Good grief. Look, red work, it's so on trend at the moment. Now, pick and mix. Oh my goodness, where would you even start? So if you've seen one fabric that absolutely sings out to you, cries out to you, maybe you're going, right, wonderful, okay, so actually I want that beautiful pink there. And I want that with, so I want 1 meter of that, but I want it with a cream, I want it with a neutral, so maybe you're going to mix it through with that. Or maybe you want these because they're just stunning. So that's your cream version of that, and maybe you want to mix that through with that. However you want to do it, this is your ½ meter pick and mix, pick any 4. So that's a 2 meter pick and mix in the end. saving £6. Remember, these are your best prices for Moda fabric on the Chafarcani range. Chafarcani, that's how you say it, says our producer. Nobody quite liked to say. So actually now would be a really good time just to explain the history of all of this then. So Moda, obviously, as a lot of you know, is a big American brand bringing you quality quilting fabrics. So all of these are quilting weight fabrics. They're 44 inches from selvage to selvage. They are stunning. Okay, so Moda bring us these wonderful fabrics. They are renowned for it. That's fabulous. They have then people who design for them. And French General is one of their designers. Now, French General is a company that was started actually by a jewelry designer. I want to say her name is Kari. It's K-A-A-R-I. And she started off as a jewelry designer. That's how she trained. But she has a love of all things French. So she started off designing jewellery, and then after her daughter was born, went into fabric design and set up French General. So every year she goes to France, she brings back quintessentially French things and has a wonderful store now. She moved from New York down to Los Angeles. She has a wonderful store now where she opens it once a week to the public, where they can come in and buy French paraphernalia, and French-inspired goodies, and hers is one of those sort of curiosity shops with big, you know, the big jars, the apothecary jars, stuff full of sewing notions and different bits. It's the place you want to go and rummage and lose yourself in, and that's where the inspiration for these fabrics come from that French timeless collection. And I think that she does such a wonderful job. So do have a look on the website. It is all on there. Peruse and decide what you would like. Now, including our happy hour, that's on there as well, which is £9.99, so £5 off for your batiks. Lovely. Why not? Love a good batik. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're busy. So busy. Good. I love it because it means that we can bring, what a cracking day we've had. Starting off with Philip Jacobs for K Facet first thing this morning, Creative Grids, we've had Sue's beautiful designs, and now this. I mean, just cracking. So I want to show you that every bit of this needs to be used. Let me show you very, very quickly. I was just messing around in between shows because I had a little bit of break, and actually Paola spotted this, because Paola is my new quilting buddy, because she's discovered that fabric's brilliant, and that's great. This, she's like, oh, it's the selvage. That is normally the bit that you chuck in the bin. But here it's been repurposed as a little ribbon and a little divider on the cushion. It's sweet, isn't it? You've got your ticking on the back. Because you're buying into a collection, you are buying something that all works together. You're buying colourways that work exquisitely together. Basically, I just shut my eyes and pick a fabric because I know they're all going to work. So what we're going to do first of all is make a tablet holder. We've all got tablets, right? So let's have a look at this. Why not? So I'm not going to give you any specific measurements. I'm going to say go and find your tablet, because everybody's got different size ones, and measure it basically, see how big it is, and work it out from there. So I'm going to take this fabric here. And I'm going to take that little bit off there. That is your selvage, right? That is your selvage. And normally, like I say, that would be thrown away. So let's just take a little cut off there. And so if you got your stripology, pay close attention, because you'll be starting to see how it's going to be used all the time. I don't cut without it. Right, so I'm just going to take that edge off there, and I also know that I'm going to do this about 20 inches long, so let's just cut that there, and that is then done. So now I'm going to fold this. So what on the phone line? 3-minute queue. Oh, you're getting it. Fabulous. I'm just going to fold it once, and then I will fold it over again twice so that it doesn't fray, and then I will stitch it. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just have a quick press. I am so thrilled that you are loving this fabric because, you know, we went through a few hoops to bring it to you at this price, not going to lie. So I'm glad that you kind of, you're appreciating it. Option 2 is in the lead, and a quarter of that stock has, what? It's only quarter past, hang on. Oh my goodness. What? What? Hang on, I haven't even plugged my sewing machine in. It's all gone wrong, hang on. Option 1 approaching 20%, seriously, 20%. Good. Because you're just going to love it. And that is the main thing. That's what this is all about. This is about quilting. This is about having fun. I am just going to stitch a straight stitch down there. Has Paola gone to make her order? She has. She actually has. She's gone. Bye then, Paola. Do you know what? Paola said the nicest thing. Well, she never says anything nasty, but she said the sweetest thing. Obviously, her family is in Spain. She's not going to be able to see them for a very long time, as it's looking, given the current circumstances. She's making something for her little niece, but she also said that this fabric is colourways that her mum would absolutely love. But red is also one of her niece's favourite colours. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this story. Oh, she's making a purchase. She won't notice. I hope. And what she said she's going to do is make a quilt for her mum or something for her mum. I don't know if it's going to be a quilt or cushion. If I say it's a quilt and she ends up with a cushion, she's going to be disappointed if she's watching, isn't she? But then what she's making for her niece, she's going to put some of that fabric into there so they're connected. And I just thought, it just makes me want to cry because it's so beautiful. And having listened to the news this morning, do you know, I had a little tear this morning coming into work because New Zealand, the Prime Minister there, when she was she did a message for the children about I love her. I just love her. And yeah, saying, you know, the Easter Bunny, he's okay, but he might not be able to make it to your house. So she was making me well up now, isn't it? So she was telling all the kids to put Easter things in their windows so that children could do Easter egg hunts from looking at people's windows. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? But she gets it, doesn't she? She's got a little one of her own. So we digress. Anyway, back to Moda, but it is kind of Easter related, isn't it? Because it's why do we quilt and who do we quilt for, who do we sew for? And if you can give that association, if you are finding a fabric, and especially with this one because it's timeless, I think that's what is so special about this. There's a reason that we love that yesteryear because it never goes out, never ever goes out of fashion. So I just think this is a beautiful one to have in your stash. I have cut these 10 inches by 20 inches. I didn't have a tablet to measure, so I'm just guessing, and if at the end of the day I just end up with a pouch that's great, hooray! I'll find something for it. Got enough stuff. Right, so this is what we're going to do, is layer these up. So option 2 is at 30%. Are you kidding me? This is meant to do like, I don't know how many shows. What I have got to work out is somehow that is going to end up, yeah, I haven't actually made this before, I'm just making it up as I go. So bear with. What I want to happen is I want that to come over there like that. This is how I make most things. Make it up. And I want that there so that you use that and sort of tuck it through. That's what I'm aiming for. So if that means that that then has to go there, then that is where that is going. You see, this is, lots of people do really technical things. I just sew and I just make stuff up as I go along because, you know, I'm a little bit dyslexic, so it's I'm just on the edge, just on the edge, which means that actually often reading other people's instructions is a bit confusing for me. So I just break all the rules and do it my way. I think that's okay. You've seen this method before. It's a goodie, so I just keep coming back to it because what people get confused by is the layering. As long as you've got two sides, right sides together, and then on top of your wadding, you're good. As far as I'm concerned, you're good. So what we're going to do is we are going to sew around 4 sides, but leaving a turning through gap. Now, here we go. This is how easy it is. And you can do this with your leftover wadding. It is super easy. All you need to do is just measure your tablet and see what size you need it to be and just sort of wrap a bit of fabric, get an old tea towel or something and just wrap it around it and get the measurements from that. Okay, option 1, a quarter of that stock has gone, well done. Option 2, a third, wow, okay. So does that mean, is it fair to say that I chose okay? Yeah? We like it? Good. Whew. Hang on. Oh, I thought for a minute there my bobbin had run out. We don't want to go playing bobbin roulette now, do we? Good, 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 good. Oh, the relief. It's one of those things. I know that we are bringing beautiful fabrics, but I still get a bit nervous before this. Like, oh, will everybody love it? Good, 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 good. Now, this wadding was what I found out the back. I don't know whose it is, but it's a little bit shifty. I would normally have used a slightly thinner one. It's all good. Okay, leave yourself a turning through gap. My best friend said to me yesterday when she was proofreading my instructions for the pattern that was on the 7 o'clock show, she's like, what is a turning through gap? Well, it's the gap you turn it through. What would you like me to call it? She's like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. I was like, thank you for proofreading that. Now I know it's all okay. So I'm just going to trim back a little bit here. So, you know, wadding is one of those mysterious things. It will move a little bit if you haven't basted it down. So that's okay. Just trim it back, trim it back. It doesn't matter. A top tip I was given the other day, and I'm just going to pass on to you. When you do have a turning through gap, if it's a little bit tight, go for the furthest point. I get myself in a right old tis was otherwise. Go through the furthest point and pull that bit through first. Okay. It's a right old. What? What has she made? What? So gently ease out those corners. If you have a little, oh, now I haven't got my pokey tool. Oh, no. Well, that's no good, is it? I know exactly where it is because the cat knocked it off in my studio last night. Yeah, naughty Theo. He's hurt his paw again. Not having been run over again, thank goodness, but he has hurt his paw. And Freddie found out last night and he said to me, Mummy, I need to have a conversation with you about the cat. And I'm like, oh no, right. And he said, I need to talk to you about his feelings. Okay. And he said, I didn't notice that Theo wasn't very well. You need to tell me. I'm like, okay, 6-year-old, we'll do that. Right, let's go move this over here. I'm just going to press it, and let's. There we go. There we go. Okay, so is Paola still buying? She could be a while. There's a bit of a. Oh, can she not skip the queue? Is she not allowed? Do you know who I am? They won't care. They're like, it's all right. Just let Natasha chat for a bit. Okay, so then we were going to do that, weren't we? So that then goes through. Is that going to work? Let's just check, shall we? Do. I would, do you know what I'm going to do? Because we're making on the hoof here, really, aren't we? Yeah, I'm going to make that, I'm just going to taper that in a little bit. So where my producer looks a bit tight, a bit like my jeans right now, because, you know, not getting out and about quite so much. So we don't want that look. So if you are someone, you know, we get afraid, don't we, sometimes, to try things. And, you know, it's okay. It's okay. So what I'm going to do is put a little mark across here. Measure down about, because I did it. There we go. Ooh, I need a pen. So don't be afraid to experiment. All I'm going to do, I'm lining that up. I'm lining my lines along my ruler, along there, with that. And then from there, I'm just going to bring that in ever so slightly. Ooh, I could be technical and actually bring it in by like an inch or something, couldn't I? So from my seam line, I'm just going to mark off an inch, and then from that mark there, we can go to there. Oh, I wonder what this will look like. This will be fun. But don't, you know, experiment. And especially if you have leftovers from your quilt or anything like that, don't be afraid to just have a go. That's what this is for, right? And this is how, yesterday, when I was making samples for the show, my first effort, I have to say, went in the bin. Has she done it? Yay! So just don't be afraid to experiment. I say it went in the bin. It didn't actually go in the bin. It will be repurposed and made into something else. Okay, so what's she gone? What's she gone for? Do we know? Oh, some of the pick and mix. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's see if this is going to work then, shall we? It's nothing like trying something out, is there, for the first time live on TV? Yeah, let's do that, eh? Why not? Why not? Well, you do know what? No one blinks if it's paper craft, do they? You know, if they go, well, let's have a go. Why not? Right, so as we were, let's see what happens. Oh, the suspense. What did you get, Paola? What did you get? What did you get? What did you get?
I got both the one-day specials.
You got both the one-day specials.
And then I got for 4 of the same half meters.
And
so
then
I can
the
do
half
something.
meters. Oh, 4 of the set. Oh, nice.
So I can do a backing. Maybe
so you can do the
something.
backing as well. Sensible thinking. When you see these prices, you've got to get them. Right, let's check then, shall we? Yay! So a bit, shouldn't really be quite so surprised when that works. When it works. There, that'll do, won't it? Made before your very eyes with a strap we didn't have 10 minutes ago. So let's put that there. And the beautiful thing is that when I top stitch up those 2 sides, actually what's going to happen is that turning through hole not going to be there anymore, which is fab. Right, triple stitch there. to hold. Actually, I will just go backwards a little bit. Now, I'm going to just do a little stitch there, skip, and then jump over, because I don't want to sew that into it necessarily. And then I'm going to do another little triple stitch. My triple stitch every time is just going to hold that there. And you know what we've just created, don't you? We've just created, if you're someone that has a little stylus, you can now pop that in there. Genius! This just gets better and better, doesn't it? She says, you know, modestly. Oh, I'm having a great time. Right, here we go. Do you know what it is? I'm just really pleased that people are finding fabrics that they love. And if we can help you here at Hochanda on your fabric journey, and Thursdays are going to be fabric and soft crafts and all those sorts of things that we want to be able to bring you. So put it in your diary, because this is when it's going to happen for you. Okay, we're nearly there. Paola is waiting in the wings. So you'll actually get a closer look at the fabric she just bought. Little reverse stitch there to hold. And da 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 da. There. Ta-da! There you go. Done. Easy. No zips, no poppers, no nothing. Just a bit of selvage that otherwise would have ended up in the bin. Done. Q's on the phone line. Jump on the web. www.hochanda.com. Do take a look there. Get everything that you need before Paola does.
Yeah, indeed. You know, I got both options of the one-day special, and I also gone for the pick and mix, and I will explain you why. Because the one-day special, it is beautiful. What it got me is the ability, well, like Natasha was explaining, the different sizes of pattern, but all coordinating beautifully. And it's something that I almost, like, I can relate automatically when I thought of my mom. My mom, of course, is in Spain, so we talk daily now, and we, you know, talk about things. And I want to send her something that I have made, something, because the first memories I have of somebody using the sewing machine was my mom when I was little, making our clothes. Then my aunt as well, she was a seamstress. So that kind of tradition and these beautiful fabrics, the reminiscent of that French style, that Spanish style, they are timeless classics, and I know they are going to look amazing today in my mom's library. As she has got basically my sister's old bedroom. It's now the library where they have got the TV room, and so that will be absolutely stunning there. But I have got to, before I go into more details of what you are getting, need to give you an option. The option one, we are approaching 30% of the stock. It has got the features, those more pink tones in here. You can see them there. I love that you have the creams coming through here. Maybe the tinier pattern in there as well. And then of course you have got that mix of red and pink, which is of course the favorite colors as well of my niece. So this is why it's going to incorporate it into the quilt that I'm making for my niece. So you can see the patterns that you have got that reference to each other, that you have got, like, I love the fact that you have got more bold, how you call it, florals and traditional patterns in there, and some of them that are a little bit more, I would say, contemporary. This is why that mix, to me, it speaks so much, because depending on how you make the pattern, it will go more traditional or more. I love those cushions that Natasha was using, or even the tablet. That looks really kind of striking, but if you want softness, you have it as well. The option 2 that we have got now is approaching 40. I have to be honest, this one is the one that first caught my eye, because, well, if you know anything about me, you'll know that red is my favorite color. It is the depth of this color, the beautiful sort of, I would say it's warm grays taupe colors coming through. I mean, it's more of a, yeah, creams as well. the mix of larger prints, the smaller prints, the bit, your eye can rest as well in some of the elements. Here, those stripes as well, how beautiful are they? If you like to make bags, shopping bags, these will be perfect for your handles as well. So it's all sorts of projects, and of course that beautiful beige vine, it is stunning. Maybe for the lining, maybe it's absolutely stunning. Anyway, I love that. I did purchase both of them. 061485 is your item number, but look at that massive saving. You're saving £20, £34 and 95 is your price. And during this event, of course, you can spread the cost in 3 interest-free payments of £11 and 65 pence. Now, if you're a Freedom member, that's all you pay today, and you are gonna, it will be dispatched from the, I believe it comes from, it's a 9 days standard delivery. But the joy you are going to get when you open this and you see all the patterns. Now we have got also another option for you with the French General. Of course, Moda being the manufacturer and French General the designer of these fabulous, fabulous fabrics. Now if you wanted a fabulous project to make a full quilt, here we have got the beautiful star chain by Jane Alcock. Now we are very busy for this item. A quarter of the stock has already gone. I think it is an amazing block in here. Now that beautiful star with that beautiful point in there, how gorgeous is that? Now in this pattern, like Natasha was explaining, the fabric you are going to get for, I believe, is the border here. It's actually from the collection. Let me show it. Let me grab it. It is. So you can see that will be the one, because this one is actually from the collection, and that one was something that Jane had. So you will have it all from Moda and French General. That is your quilt kit. So your item number is 016827. You have got the flexi-buy option. Of course, we are in the extra flexi. So you have got the option of going for 3 payments of £26 and 65 pence. Now, I cannot tell you how much I love this collection. It's something so comforting and so warm in the air. It's just like, it's that sense of, you want to be wrapped in these beautiful patterns as soon as possible, but you also want to do maybe some red work in here. So you have got panels printed in here with that beautiful texture. So if you like to use your hand embroidery and do your red work, you can do that. If you want to use your sewing machine, some people are very skilled and can do it. I'm not that I very much doubt that I will ever get there. However, I automatically kind of spoke to me this, because I thought, what about using these panels as well, like maybe a stitch book, maybe to practice your stitches with this, following the patterns in here. That would be a good practice element. And then moving on to maybe the alphabet. What about using those ones and frame them? Maybe make an art journal or an embroidery journal. When you practice this, and this is pieces that you can bind together, like sew them together. There are so many ideas. Just the fact that you're getting this beautiful printed panel in here, but you also are getting 3 pieces of fabric that are 1 meter each. So they're basically getting 3 pieces of fabric. Also worth noticing, I mean, I did notice that those prints are not on the 1 day special. I believe none of those 3 are in there. So yeah, haven't seen them.
No, they're not.
So they are.
Sorry, when I chose, I took them out.
Yes, so it means that if you, so they are absolutely fabulous, which means that if you go for the 1 day special and this one, you will not have repeated fabrics. Isn't that great? 40% of the stock of this bundle has already gone. £49 and 95 pence is your price. Remember, you're having a saving of £15. 379005 is your item number. Now, the pick and mix is very busy, and I have to admit I contributed to that. Again, The reason being is because you can pick any four, but or you can do like I done. I done gone for 4 of the same one. Why? And I went for the beige one because the reason is I want to get something a little bit softer to mix with the one day special, and I want to create the covers for the pillows for my mom. Oh, not pillows, cushions for my mom. So I wanted to have something of that, and I wanted to have substantial amount. However, if you're like Natasha saying, maybe you know you are on a budget this month and you just want to have a couple of fabrics from the one day special, then you can do that. Remember, you are choosing whichever 4 of these half meter pick and mix. Look at these joyous, beautiful fabrics. Of course, you can head to the website to have a closer look of each of the names for these ones. Now you have got all the options in here, and I would go now to check out those baskets to make sure that you get the options you want, because we are extremely busy for every single item in this show. 355068 is the item number for the pick and mix, making sure that you can choose whichever 4 patterns you want of fabrics. And remember that in total is 2 meters of fabric. Now we shouldn't forget about the happy hour deals that you can find on the website, including the fabric editions. You are getting 5 quart bundles of the batik option, so you're getting 5 of them for $9.99. Now they are gloriously vibrant, these colors. They are perfect as well as blender ones for sometimes you want something a little bit more, you know, to have like a rainbow of options of colors for your fabrics. But of course you can head to the website to have a closer look at the pick and mix options that you have got in there. Absolutely gorgeous, and then you can see it. Do like myself, if you want to go for the full one day special, I gone for option 1 and option 2, and that way I have got 22 beautiful fat quarters of Moda fabric. Now let's join Natasha for the next demo.
Hello, welcome back. Right, okay, so the panel, if you've gone for the panel today, good job. It is beautiful, and half the stock has already gone. This is how it will come to you. It'll be better cut than this, that's why I get sent it. But what you're going to get is your 4 different panels on here. Yeah, we all know that we can embroider, we can have great fun with all of this. What I wanted to look at were the bits that you don't normally use, okay? And nothing is wasted. So let's use every ounce of this. And this caught my eye. Isn't it beautiful? Right. On the other side, you've got this. Now, traditionally, quilts would have been made out of old shirts, bedding, anything that was old, that was worn, holey, it would have been cut up, made into quilts. So I have no problem in mixing and matching different fabrics because traditionally that's what they would have been made of, different fabrics, different weights, and all that kind of thing. So what I did with this was I cut a strip of that, and then with some offcuts from the fabrics, I just cut them, I sewed 2 strips together, cut them, and then just piece them together. And this is going to be just a simple, easy make whereby you just piece them together, pop them together, and using what you would otherwise have thrown away, because I hate waste, absolutely hate waste, in just sewing around your sides there, what you can get. And I would be getting a couple of buttons or something to go with this. And just spinning every time we hit a corner. So don't throw anything away. If you've bought this fabric because you absolutely love it, then you want to use every scrap of it. And then, hang on, ooh. I am playing a bit of bobbin roulette. I keep having to check. Now, which side did I start on? There. See, this is where I would normally have marked. Okay, couple of stitches in. Let's just lock that off. And if I can find some scissors, there we go. Again, just snipping off those corners. This is habit, and this is just making sure that we get a lovely point. Now then, where did I leave that turning through gap? There we go. And all I would do with this is fill it with some stuffing. Or actually, if you've got any of that gravel that you put in birds' cages, yeah, makes a great pin sharpener. So if you want to put a mixture of that and some leftover wadding or anything like that in here, then you've just got yourself a pin cushion out of your favourite fabrics. And the other thing that I like to do, if I make something just little like this, and let me just press that there. So what I would do is get a big red button. So I would stuff it, get a big red button, put it on, big red button there, big red button there, and then you will have a fab, you know, just something useful that you can keep for yourself and made out of the fabric that you absolutely love. This is using your scraps. This is using all of your leftovery bits that you wouldn't necessarily have otherwise used. So pop a little bit more stuffing in. There we go. And instantly something usable, and then I would just slip stitch through there. Done. Okay, and again, that's just using what you have left over. Okay, over half of this gone. Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Now, what was the other thing I wanted to show you? Yes, the other option, of course, is to make this into handbag handles. Paola's nodding, going, yeah, yeah, let's do that. That just came to me. Let's do that, shall we? Because it's good. Oh no, there it is. So I blunted. I was doing some demos earlier, and I absolutely blunted my rotary cutter cutting through some template plastic. So I love my Viscose. Have you got it on the show? Have you got this very one? I love it. I love it. Do you remember I was doing some demos earlier? I was like, oh no, it hasn't cut through everything. And then I counted. I was cutting through 12 layers of fabric with it. And there was one little nick that it hadn't quite cut through. And I was like, oh, disappointing. This is my workhorse. As you can imagine, because I have my own online shop, when I'm fulfilling orders, when I'm cutting fabric, you know, there's a lot of cutting is occurring, and this is my go-to because it is such a workhorse. And when you've got it, because it changes position, but when you've got it like this, all of the power goes directly over the top. If you imagine a normal rotary cutter, it will be out here. And so the power is, you know, you've lost a bit of power, whereas here my weight is right over the top there, which means that I can cut through multiple layers, which is fab. Now, what I'm going to do with this, I will starch spray this. I've got some Best Press spray, and then I'm just going to fold over like that. So I'm going to starch spray it and fold it over and press, okay? This might take me a moment, all right? But it's just... there we go. And then what we're going to do is, now if you've got webbing or anything like that at home, you could just pop this over the top and stitch it onto your webbing. Oh, a bit of that spray's gone to the back of my throat. Is anybody else just nervous to cough anywhere? Yeah. Yeah. You have to kind of explain it away, don't you? Right. But it's okay, I'm going in for some more spray. So just pressing that over. So all this will do will mean that I can top stitch this onto my handles. So it's going to reinforce whatever I need it to be a handle for. It's going to add a beautiful little detail. How long we got? 6 minutes? Oh, come on. So there we go. You would press that beautifully and take your time over it, but I've just been told I've got 6 minutes. So, you know, that speeds things along a little bit. So let's then take a fabric. Or do we want a plainer one? Ooh, decisions. Let's make it out of this. Ba, 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 ba. So cut yourself a nice little strip from here. Let's go 4 inches. Why not? Why not? And then what we will do is fold this out. And if you ever want to make your own, let's just cut this in half, save ourselves some time. Obviously you can do this the whole length. Is firstly fold it in half and press. Okay. It's easier if I just bring it all over here, isn't it? Then you can actually see. Why didn't I think of that? Honestly, sorry. End of a bit of a long day. Right. Yeah, been here since 6. So yeah, it's only, you know. But you know what? It's gone in a flash. Honestly, when you do what you love, I'm so lucky to do what I love because it really has gone in a flash today. Now open this out and just fold in to that line there. And that doesn't have to be folded in a lot, it can just be folded in halfway. It's just so that, and you'd fold in the same amount. You would measure this because you wouldn't keep having 5 minutes, 4 minutes, and all that in your ear. And then fold it together like that. Now, stitch down because then you've encased your raw edges. And every time that you are putting a line of stitching in here, you are reinforcing it. Now obviously you will take your time, you won't rush this, and you will measure it properly. Right? Uh-huh. Yeah. Of course. Yes. But that's the thing. And you can make it wider, you can make it thinner, it's entirely up to you. And now, what we're going to do is pop that on top there, like that. And then you've got your beautiful fabric behind, and then you've got that on top, which is giving you, once you've stitched that down, I just top stitch down both sides, but can you imagine that as your handbag handle? Oh yeah, oh yeah. From the bits that you would throw away, bits of leftover strap, bits that you would cut off, and that could be just a little handle on a little pouch or whatever you want it to be, but don't throw away bits, basically is what I'm saying. We know that we can make the big quilts, we can make the big cushions, we can do all of that kind of stuff, but don't throw away those little bits. And also use up your scraps, use up your leftover wadding. A bit of wadding folded into a little pouch like that makes a lovely needle keeper. And it's a good excuse then to also get out your decorative stitching on your spine there. There you go. Right, make the most of the one-day special because it's already been rather popular. Here's your option 1, approaching 40%. Oh my goodness, it's only the first hour. Option 2 is approaching half. Ooh, okay, well done. Well done. So option 2 are your reds, option 1 has your pinks in there. Paola, will any be left for tomorrow?
Well, you know what? I would check out those baskets because if you want to be like me and have whether you option 1 or option 2, you need to check out those baskets and make sure that you grab yours. It is fabulous, and we have, you know, and it's such a beautiful quality as well. Thank you, Natasha, for an amazing hour inspirational for me. Now, of course, Natasha, after a 12-hour, day with
13.
fasten, with
counting.
creative, 13 hours, yeah. And plus, you need to drive home as well. well. So it is. She's done so well, and she's so inspirational. Has helped me, and I hope he has helped you through the day to learn how to quilt, learn how to cut, learn how to use fabric in such a creative way, such a beautiful way. Remember to check out those baskets, because that will mean that you will get your one-day special from Moda, designed by French General. You know the quality from Moda, you know the beautiful designs from French General. Makes sense to go for, as you know, and spread the cost. Of course, you have got the option of 3 payments of just £11.45. It makes all sense. Thank you for joining us for today. All the inspirational demos that our guests have been sending in, as well as some of our presenters demonstrating, including Leone. Tomorrow they will remember to check out those baskets, because this is the first hour, and some of the options already 50% of the stock. So please do check out your baskets. Thank you for your company for the whole day. Enjoy crafting, and of course, thank you, Natasha, for amazing demos. Thank you.